Hello my sweet reader friends, welcome back to my channel, welcome to a new video, welcome to a new day. I didn't know if I was going to film this video or not because I did just recently go kind of book shopping on my honeymoon, but then I just had my book club with my Patreon, and during our book club book discussion we started talking about like other books that we're reading and other books that we're like wanting to read for fall, and I got so many good fall book recommendations and now I just feel like I need to go pick them up. I was just really craving like a cozy fall book shopping bookstore day. Although the high temperature for today is 96 degrees, I'm just going to ignore that. As they say, fall is a mindset. So I think I'm going to be going to Barnes & Noble half-price books. I want to possibly hit a couple thrift stores, but I do have a very specific list of books that I want to get. So definitely half-price books and Barnes & Noble first. A few of the book recommendations that I am looking for are The Ogress and the Orphans, which is a middle grade fantasy, The Grace of Wild Things, which is another middle grade fantasy, but this is by Heather Fawcett, who wrote one of my favorite series, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So that was like an auto buy, have to get that one. And then these ones are ones that are very lesser known, I guess. I don't really know how to correctly word that. They are these like fairy tale retellings or inspired books by an author named Hannah Sandvig. They only have like under 1,000 ratings on Goodreads, so I thought that would be really fun to read books that are very like not well known. And then I also have Starter Villain by John Scalzi. I did read a John Scalzi book, I believe last summer, and that was the Kaiju Preservation Society, and that was like a Jurassic Park type of vibed book, which I had a really good time with. I also wanted to possibly pick up That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. I think this is a recent release, but so far it's got really good ratings, and I've been really in the mood for like a YA mystery thriller. I feel like YA mystery thrillers are very hit or miss, and a lot of them don't have very good ratings, but this one does. So I'm maybe gonna pick that one up as well. Half price books is kind of also a hit or miss because you don't really know what's going to be there at the time that I go, and because it is Saturday today, I feel like it's going to be pretty busy. Both Barnes and half price books are probably gonna be pretty busy, but I was just in the mood to do this today, so we're gonna go anyway. I also have a few books that have been on my fall TBR that I don't have like physical copies of that I would like to get. Some of those are Can't Spell Treason Without T, and this one I don't think was in my fall TBR video, but Welcome to the Hyunam Bookshop is one that I would also like to pick up. This is a, I believe, Japanese translated fiction. And then I also wanted to get Death at Morning House by Maureen Johnson. This one I am a little bit nervous to pick up though because I didn't love the Truly Devious series, but I know this isn't like part of the series, so I don't know, but I'm just a little bit nervous that I won't really like her writing as much. So maybe I'll pick that one up at the library, I don't know. Maybe I do need to do a library stop as well. I don't know, but I'm going to get ready to leave, so I will see you guys at the bookstore. So I ended up finding the one that I was looking for, but they only have it in hardback, and I kind of want the paperback, so I think I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble and see if they have the paperback version, but they don't have the Heather Fawcett one that I was looking for, so I'm going to keep looking around, maybe to see what they have in general, and then go to Barnes & Noble for those. So far I have the hardback of The Ogress and the Orphans, and then I also have Death at Morning House, and then I also have The Bear and the Nightingale, but I think I'm going to put The Bear and the Nightingale and The Ogress and the Orphans on hold, and I'm going to see what I can find at Barnes & Noble, but I know for sure that I'm going to get Death at Morning House because I've been wanting to get it for so long, and it just seems like the perfect like spooky season read. But again, I am kind of nervous for it because I didn't really love Truly Devious, but I'm hoping it like reads different. I don't know, the premise of this one sounds a lot more intriguing than Truly Devious to me, so I'm hoping that it goes well. I was just browsing the shelves and I saw this book. It's called The Girl Who Dared to Think, and I looked it up, and I guess it's like a million bestseller or something, but it says it's for fans of The Gender Game, Divergent, and The Hunger Games, and it sounds really intriguing. It's pretty much like about this tower, and each person has like a number depending on like their level, you know? And there's some like device that is like implanted into their skull that reports like rebellious thoughts. So that's where it kind of reminded me of Divergent. But I don't know, it just like, it looks really intriguing and I've never heard of this before. So I don't know, I might get it. I think I might put it on hold with the rest of the books and then again go to Barnes & Noble first and see like what I find there. But that was a really intriguing find. I realized something really funny about myself just now when it comes to hardcovers, and that's I don't like buying adult hardcovers, not only because they are extremely expensive, but because I don't like the size of them. Like, adult hardcovers are way too big, and like the pages are way too big, and there's way too many like words on each page, and it just like looks a lot more intimidating versus like young adult books. They're shorter, like the actual size of the book is smaller in hardcovers, so it's just like a lot less intimidating. I don't know why I do that, but like I just realized that I really don't like adult hardcovers because of their size. Like, not their width, but like their height. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, I'm at Barnes & Noble now. I really wanted to get like a fun fall drink, but because of all my stomach issues, I can't have matcha, I can't have coffee, I can't have chai. So the only thing that I can really have is tea, and I usually do get like a cinnamon, it's like a cinnamon spice type of tea, and then I just add some like almond milk to it and some like vanilla flavoring, and that's pretty good. It's pretty fall. It kind of tastes somewhat like a chai. I don't know, I might do that, but it's also 90 something degrees outside and I don't really want to get that hot, and I don't know how well it would taste ice, so we'll see on that one. It is also, like I said, Saturday, so it's a little bit busy on the inside, and it's so hard because like I really want to film more in public, and it's not that I'm like nervous about what people will think about me. I mean, I kind of am, but it's more the fact that like whenever somebody sees a camera, they start to act weird, and like people start to kind of like try and avoid the area that I'm in, or they don't like, they try to like get out of my shot, or I don't know, like people just like make it weird, and then it makes me feel weird. So, and I also am by myself, so that makes it a little bit harder because I have to like find somewhere to set my camera, and I don't really have like a big tripod. My tripod's like this tall, so I have to like find somewhere to set up my camera. I don't know, it's kind of a struggle filming in public, but I'm trying to be better at it, and I'm trying to find ways to do it more because I love doing like cozy bookstore vlogs and just vlogs in general where I go places that aren't my house, because I feel like it looks like I never leave my house, and I do. But I'm gonna go in Barnes & Noble now. I still have my little list of books that I didn't get at Half Price Book, and I also just like to kind of browse around what's on the buy one get one 50% off tables, so we will see what I end up finding. I feel like a lot of the books that I've been trying to find lately, they don't have. So I'm gonna be very disappointed if they don't have the two that I'm looking for, because they didn't have the John Scalzi one. They didn't have any of the YA ones that I was looking for, but I feel like the ones that I want to read aren't like super popular, so I feel like that's why Barnes doesn't have them. But still, it's making me sad. Okay, sorry you guys are at a really weird angle right now. I'm in my car and I don't have anywhere to put my camera, especially on this little tripod. But I am so proud of myself because I got 3 books and a fun little fall drink, all for under $20. I'm like the queen of book shopping on a budget. So for my little fall drink, I remember last year they had like an apple cider, and that sounded so good, but since it's 90 degrees out, I was like, can I get that iced? So I got a caramel apple cider, and then I added a splash of coconut milk to kind of make it creamy, and it is so freaking good. I'm very happy with that. And then I ended up getting That's Not My Name by Megan Laley, I think is her last name. And I might have talked about this earlier, I can't remember if I did or not, but this is just a newer YA thriller. It has a lot of really good ratings so far, so I'm very excited to pick that up. And then I also found the paperback of The Ogress and the Orphans. They didn't have the Heather Fawcett book that I was looking for, unfortunately, so I think I'm gonna order that online. But then I also, this was, oh my gosh, I was so excited about this. A new edition of Stalking Jack the Ripper just came out, or at least recently came out, and I love the first two books of the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. They're like 4.5, 5-star reads for me, and I have the original covers, but I thought this cover was so gorgeous, but I didn't really want to pay full price for it, especially because I already have the other edition, so I was just gonna wait a while to get this edition. But this was up by the Starbucks stand for $5 with like a Starbucks purchase or something, and I literally had so much self-control because I almost screamed out loud. I was so excited to see that. 3 books for, I think I got them for like $15. Well, and I also had a $10 Barnes & Noble reward, so I did really well today. I think I am going to go to one more bookstore. I do have like a little indie bookstore downtown where I live, and I have a book credit there because they have a sister store that's a used bookstore, and if you go and bring books to the used bookstore, you can use that same credit at their other like normal price bookstore, which I think is a really cool little system. So we're gonna go there and just look around really quickly since I do have that credit, and just, I don't know, see what we find. It's just a cozy, you know, book shopping day, so we're just gonna do cozy book shopping things.
You say I should journal every day, but I don't. You say if I write things down, then I'll know myself better, but I probably won't. I know that there is something I should do.
Hello friends, I'm back home, as you can see. I didn't end up getting anything at Rediscovered Bookstore, which is like my local indie bookstore downtown, but I did see a lot of fun things there. I wanted to really quick go a little bit more in depth into the books that I did end up getting today. This is one of the books that my friend on Patreon recommended to us in the group today. Look how like cozy and fallish that looks. The little synopsis says, once there was a lovely town that fell on hard times. The library burned down, the people grew suspicious of one another. Even the mayor, a famous dragon slayer, couldn't or wouldn't fix its difficulties. Once there was an ogress who dwelled in the forest nearby. She loved to bake. She made friends with crows. She was twice as tall as any grown-up, and when the mayor needed someone to blame for the town's problems, she was strange and quiet and right there. Once there were 15 children who lived in the town's orphan house. Anthea was useful. Bartleby loved books. Cass noticed everything, and all of them looked at the town and the mayor and the ogress and wondered what they could do to help. Once there was a dragon. What happened next? Listen. I don't know. It just looks so cute and cozy. And just when my friend was talking about it, she just seemed like she was really enjoying it, so I thought that would be really cute. And then next is That's Not My Name by Megan Laley. This little synopsis says, shivering and bruised, a teen wakes up on the side of a dirt road with no memory of how she got there or who she is. The police don't know where she came from until a frantic man arrives at the station. He's been searching for her for hours. He has her school ID, her birth certificate, and even family photos. He is her father. Her name is Mary, or so he said. When Lola slammed the car door and stormed off into the night, Drew thought they just needed some time to cool off, except Lola disappeared. Now his friends, the sheriff, and the whole town are convinced Drew murdered his girlfriend. Forget proving his innocence, he needs to find her. The longer Lola is missing, the fewer leads there are to follow, and the more danger they both are in. So I think that this kind of follows maybe 2 different people's point of views, or maybe 2 different stories that somehow have something to do with each other. And then this one is just Stalking Jack the Ripper. I already have it on my shelves. I already love it, but this cover is just so pretty, and I can't believe I got it for $5. And then Death in Mourning House by Maureen Johnson. So it follows a main character who needs a summer job, and that summer job ends up being a tour guide position at a very old house or mansion, I guess. It's a 1920s abandoned mansion, and it's called Mourning House. So Mourning House has a horrific secret that's been buried for decades, and now the person who brought her here is missing. This one is on my fall TBR, so I'm very excited to actually be reading one that's on my fall TBR. So I may be home now, but the book shopping is not done yet. The website Book Outlet is having a sale where you buy 2, get the third one 50% off. So I have 13 books in my cart right now. I don't think I'm gonna get all of them, but so far I have House of Salt and Sorrows, Such Sharp Teeth, Echo Mountain, Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting, The Fairy Tale Life of Dorothy Gale, Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling, Immortality, which is the second book of the Anatomy series, Last Call at the Local, Finley Donovan 4, The Gilded Ones, and Witch of Wild Things. I don't know if I'm going to get Finley Donovan, and I don't know if I'm going to get Immortality yet, because I haven't read the first one, which is Anatomy, and I already read the Finley Donovan book, but I really love the series, and I kind of want to complete it on my shelf, so I kind of wanted to get that one, but I don't know. I'm going to continue to look on the website and see what they have, and then make a final decision later, but I will update you guys with what I end up ordering. I'm happy as a freaking little clam right now. Let me just scoot you up here. First of all, I made homemade mac and cheese. So that was fun. And my books finally got here. It is like a week later that I'm filming this because I had to wait for my package to come. Realistically, I could have just talked about the books that I ordered, but I thought it'd be more fun to do a little like unboxing as well. But I'm gonna make you wait a little bit longer because I'm going to go eat my mac and cheese really quick, and then we'll talk about the books that I bought. Okay, I'm back. And I got hot, so I changed. Woo! I'm so excited. I think I got 7 or 8 books. Oh my Lanta, these specific boxes are always the hardest to open. I can't remember if I said this already, but these are from Book Outlet. I think I did say this earlier, but they were having a sale where it was like buy one, get one 50% off. Okay, so the first one that I got is Finley Donovan Rolls the Dice. This is the 4th book in the Finley Donovan series. I have actually already read this, but I didn't have the physical copy, and I have the rest of the series down on my shelf, so this just like finishes the series for now. There's one more book I think in the series, but at least I have all 4 of them now. The next one I got is Such Sharp Teeth. This one is I think it's like an adult kind of fantasy, but it reads more like, I think, women's fiction. But it's pretty much about a girl that turns into a werewolf. But I think from what I remember reading, it explores a lot on like relationships either with the sisters. I just thought that this would be a really good read for the like spooky Halloween season. And then I got Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling. This is a YA cutie little romance. My friend Shaughnessy recommended this and said that if you like better than the movies, then like this is one that you would also like. So I said say less. And then I also got Bringing Down the Duke. This is an adult like Regency romance. England, 1879, brilliant but destitute Annabelle Archer is one of the first female students at Oxford University. Her scholarship demands that she recruit men of influence to champion the rising women's suffrage movement. Her target, the cold and calculating Duke of Montgomery, commander of Britain's politics. But Montgomery wouldn't be the kingdom's greatest strategist if he couldn't turn the tables and confront Annabelle with an altogether different offer. Locked in the battle with rising passion and possible attraction, Annabelle will learn just what it takes to topple a duke. And I actually just went to the thrift store and found, I think this is the second book in this. Yeah, I think this is the second book in the series, so that was cool. And then I also got Last Call at the Local. This is a cute little adult romance. I want to say rom-com, but I don't know if it's like a rom-com, but it's an adult romance. This girl, I believe, is a musician, and he owns a pub or something, but something happens to her where she can't like tour anymore or like play anymore, so I believe they meet like at his pub or store, whatever it is, and they eventually become kind of like business partners because she has some ideas to kind of like help the pub. But I've heard that this book has a really good like neurodivergence rep because I believe she has ADHD and he has OCD. And I mean I've read a few books with like neurodivergent characters, but I haven't read really any books that like specifically in the synopsis say that each person like has these things. So I'm really looking forward to that. And this sounds really cute and cozy. And then the last book that I got is Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting. This one follows our main character, Iona, and she is a larger-than-life advice columnist who rides a train to work with her dog. Well, rides the train to work with her dog. Every day she sees the same people whom she knows only by nickname, Impossibly Pretty Bookworm and Mr. Too Good to Be True. Of course they never speak. Seasoned commuters never do. Then one morning, the man she calls smart but sexist man-spreader chokes on a grape right in front of her. He'd have died were it not for the timely intervention of Sanjay, a nurse who gives him the Heimlich maneuver. This single event starts a chain reaction, and an electric group of people discovers that talking to strangers can teach you quite a bit about the world around you and even more about yourself. It just sounds so cute and sweet. I've been really wanting to get into Claire Pooley's writing. I do have The Authenticity Project by her up on my shelves, and then I also really want to read How to Age Disgracefully, which I believe is her newest release. But yeah, I just thought all these books would be really fun for fall, or they are ones that I've already read that I really enjoyed. But anyway, guys, that is the end of my little cozy book shopping vlog. Let me know what books are on your to buy list, or maybe ones that you've recently bought. I would love to know what you guys are getting and reading and adding to your TBRs. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah!